Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bowie Talk. I'm Oz with Darius and our cousin Fox. And today, the topic of discussion is going to be how a lot of people say that they want to be their own boss and work for themselves. But do those same people have what it takes to actually be a boss? Meaning, do they have those management and supervisory skills and the knowledge of how to actually run a business? So that's what we're going to be getting into today, because we've all experienced people who ended up owning a business or working for themselves, and we had to deal with them, and they didn't know anything about how to run a business, or they just got bad reviews. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Who wants to start it off first and give their viewpoint on this? All right, I'll go. My viewpoint on a lot of people who say they want to be their own boss or work for themselves, those people, I feel like that's their dream. That's what they really want to do. But when they finally get into situations to where they actually are working for themselves, a lot of people didn't prepare for it. A lot of those people, they didn't go out and find out like any type of information on what it actually takes to run a business. Some people, they'll actually, start in a barber. They'll go get the barber license, beautician, go get their cosmetology license. But at the same time, there's more that comes with that. If you're going to start your own business, you got to get a federal tax ID for your business. Besides coming up with a business name, you actually have to have that employee ID number. So the EID is what they call it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But you have to have that stuff if you want to hire employees, if you want to start a business bank account, if you want to file taxes for that business, you need all that stuff. So it's a lot of stuff that people don't know when they actually start up a business. And punctuality, I think, is one of the biggest things that I've seen. That was the issue with some of the people who became their own boss. I'm going to refer back to the beauticians and the barbers. How many times, guys, have y'all went to a barbershop and you had an appointment set, and as soon as you get there, that barber, he's either not there for the day, or when you get there, it's other people who are waiting in front of you because that barber was backed up. So now you have to wait even longer. I don't understand how you have an app to where you set appointments and then you get so backed up. It's not organized. And I can see what the problem was. My barber, he would cut my hair for 30 minutes, but he would talk for 20. So those 20 minutes has cut into somebody else's appointment. Same thing with just say for people who make clothes and they sell those clothes. They won't be on time with shipping orders. They'll give you a time frame on when you should get your products, but they don't meet that. I feel like a lot of people, to have a successful business, they're going to have to educate themselves and be better prepped to run a business. Some people, they may even run that business, and that's the first management position they ever had in their life, or supervisor position. Since it's pretty much combined together when you own your own business. But they've never had people work up under them. So they don't know how to tell people like, hey, this is what I need you to do. This is going to be your set schedule. And then when they get into it with them, one of their employees, they don't know how to handle a situation like a manager really would. So it's a big responsibility. And I feel like people need to do a better job and prepare for something like that and do it go through the entire process, hitting every single mark that you need to. Because if you end up getting employees and you don't have a federal tax ID and they want to file income taxes for that job at the beginning of the year, and you have no way to provide them with any type of like tax documents, what's going to happen then? So, yeah, like I said, it's a lot more I want to say, but I don't want to get too long with it. I want to go ahead and let Fox talk. And then when we get into the questions, I'll say more that I want to say about it. You want to go first?
No, you go ahead, Darius. I want to hear what you got to say on this one. This is a good topic.
So, of course, everybody wants to be their own boss. Whether that goes, from the streets, whether it's the drug game or gangs, period. or in here in the civil sector, with people working at any job, people, the goal should be to continuously advance, from a worker to, the boss, what I'm saying? And plus, the benefits that come with being the boss, financial protection, a lot of stuff, respect, responsibility. But can everybody handle those responsibilities? And quite honestly, I feel like no. You know what I'm saying? I guess it kind of depends on if a person feels like um, being responsible is taught or is something that you're born with. You know what I'm saying? Well, not that mindset, or if you're born with it or is it taught? Because people, we can say that, oh, you can teach a person to be a businessman, but then when you teach a person, does that necessarily mean that they're going to be a good boss or a good businessman? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make you can teach them whatever you want to know, but they might not have the same look as you. You know what I'm saying? So they may not be a good boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't have the same decision making skills or qualities that you might necessarily have. Um, but then we could say that you're born with it. And if you're born with it, then you progress through, being a leader or whatnot, as you age. So as a kid, you see leadership qualities in some of the children. You see a group of kids walking, and then you see that one guy, that one kid that does most of the talking, and everybody just doing what that kid says. You know what I'm saying? Up until you continuously get older, and let's say that those kids end up going to the streets, and that guy who was the leader of that little group of kids, he might be the gang leader. You know what I'm saying? The crew leader. You know what I'm saying? So were you born with it, and then did you use that, as your advantage? So like I said, it depends on what type of person you are. If you think that a person is born with it or is taught. Me myself, leadership, I think people is born with it, and to be a boss or whatnot, I don't think everybody's born with those traits. Not everybody's a leader. Not everybody can be responsible for every individual or every situation that goes on in whatever corporation they're the boss of. A lot of people tend to want to throw stuff off on other people or find scapegoats, but a true boss, they're gonna take responsibility. They're the face of the organization, whether the organization looks good, is in the spotlight, or whether, what I'm saying, is looking bad and, in the negative spotlight. That person, that individual, she or he is, the face of it. But a lot of people, and I can't consider those people bosses when, things happen and they want to find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the bosses should always be ultimately responsible for what goes on in their organization. So there are a lot of traits, that I feel a boss should have, and most people don't have them. Most people don't have them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We look at bosses now, people who are bosses in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Donald Trump, he's a boss. You know what I'm saying? But hell, he's had to file bankruptcy with quite a few of his businesses. You know what I'm saying? So can I say that he's a good boss, or can I say that he's a bad boss? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you got people that complain about how he treats his employees or whatnot, but he got employees who are eating well off of his companies. So you know what I'm saying? It depends on what end of the stick you're being fed from. When it comes to how do you determine whether a boss is good or not. Uh, but no, honestly, to sum it up, I, I don't think everybody has what it takes to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? We need a few more. People may say this is racist or whatnot, and I definitely don't mean it that way, but we need a few more Indians, you know what I'm saying? And everybody don't need to be chiefs. Everybody got to stop trying to be chiefs. I wanted to say this before I pass it on. And it refers to the dope gang. Back in the day, like in the 80s, 70s, and stuff like that, in the 60s, when you saw a group of guys who sold dope or they had their own gang or whatnot, and those guys had money, you couldn't tell which guy was the boss. You couldn't tell that because everybody was shining. When you look at these old pictures of these old mobsters, old gangsters, everybody had the fly suit on. Or once the jury started to become popular, 5 guys in that group, all 5 of them had jewelry rings. They all had money. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't pinpoint which of those guys were getting the money, were getting the most money. You know what I'm saying? All you saw was all of them were good. Nowadays, nowadays it's really not that hard to pinpoint who's getting the most money because they're not really feeding the group like the old bosses used to do. You know what I'm saying? The old bosses used to feed everybody ate. Nowadays, people want to be, I want to eat, and I'm gonna bird feed you, keep you here, keep you by my side, but I want all the attention on me. Back in the day, you couldn't tell who the boss was. Nowadays, you can tell who want to be the boss, who trying to portray the boss. I just think that is ass backwards. But I just want to add that in there. But
It is. That's a good point. Okay. My thing is, both of you guys touched up on real good subjects. You with people not being educated, and Darius, you have born leaders out there it's go time for them at all costs. They gonna run whatever they want to. Yep. You can give them a damn candy truck, and they gonna sell all the candy every day. So it's. I think though education is what we're lacking in mainly in the Black community. I think business education is something big that we all should be advocating for because, like,
now,
yeah, fellas. But both of you guys brought up good points. Darius, you brought up a great point whenever you said that you have true born bosses. People that's bred with it, they can run with it. And you made a beautiful statement when you said education. Business education is lack bad in the Black community. I believe if we as Black people started incorporating ourselves more with each other, with different business plans and different business ventures, man, I believe we will grow so strong and so big, man, where people would, it'll be crazy how many different avenues of income people can come up with. But I believe, like, the Black community is too competitive with itself. And when I say that, I mean, like, let's just say you cut hair off. I'm not going to open up a barbershop that way just because we got a lot of. I want to cut hair better than you. Is what my goal is going to be, not just to have an income coming. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what our mentality is in the Black community. It's like it's I'm always going to be better than you, and it's not like you see chains of white barbershops open, sporting cuts.
Yeah.
Okay, you think those people are competing with each other? You think Sport Clips and all them barbershops compete with each other? You go in there, the atmosphere is nice, everything is nice. Don't get me wrong, we got some badass barbershops around and stuff, but that's just a nick at the iceberg right there. But like, you got places like, let's just say, what if Black people wanted to compete against Walmart? Jeff Bezos did it single-handedly with his wife.
True.
Amazon is bigger than Walmart.
That's true.
And I'm quite sure Black people helped with that movement.
That is true.
I feel like we can become more of the Forbes type people if we sit back and came together and worked together in business. Being the boss, I don't think everybody's born with that skill. You have a lot of companies that fail just because of bad management. Mm-hmm. And like Darius mentioned earlier, like Donald Trump, even his businesses failed, and he's supposed to be a billionaire. People can mismanage money, and you can hire bad employees, and that can run your company into the ground. And that's all about education. All that comes with education, being educated on how to run your business, the people to look for, and they always tell you never judge a book by its cover. But at the same time, if you don't know your employees, know them,
yeah,
you go 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a hard time running your company. especially if you're micromanaging it. You get what I'm saying? You got to put, like, if you take a company and if you building in, let's just say you build for 20 years by yourself, you and your wife, or you and a cousin, you and a brother. Y'all build for 20 years this company and it flourishes. And you hire one person that is educated but don't have good people skills. And they run all your old employees off that you started with, that you got your company to grow off of, and they run them off because they feel like they're not doing the job fast or efficient enough and safe enough. And, what if they run all the bread and butter winners that you had on your team away? And now what is your company going to do? You don't have the same quality. You don't have the same quantity that you had at first. And now you got to get another set of people in. Let's just say you go to a temp service to hire people in. Now you're going to be putting out more quantity of a product than quality of a product. You get what I'm saying? So, your brand, your name is your brand. So, you can run it how you want to, but if it's not ran right, people ain't gonna support it. And you have a lot of people criticize business owners because, let's just say, if you came into my store and I didn't let you walk away with owing a penny, but you go to Walmart and you spend that same penny that you was trying to short me,
right,
with no problem. Yeah. Do you think Walmart is gonna let you walk off with that penny?
No.
Okay, if you go buying a car, let's just say you got cash money in your pocket, and this man want $19.95 for this car, and you got $20,000 in your pocket. Do you think you're gonna walk away with $20,000?
Nah.
Okay, but some people, some people just don't have it in them, and like I say, your attitude, all that, man, it matters in business, man. Me personally, I'm trying to become a business owner to get my own business off. I can sit and talk a mile about it, but at the same time, I'm doing it the right way, and it's a lot of red tape.
Yep.
A lot of red tape. So, a lot of people, it's a lot of people do it the shortcut way, and some people survive off of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to run my business and then winding up having to pay back taxes, or getting in trouble for not having the right licenses, getting sued and don't have the insurance.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. And like, it's a lot of people that runs their businesses based off of stuff that's lacking all that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think a lot of people just need to get in like business courses and go to a lot of seminars, webinars, man.
Exactly.
And I think it'll make a big difference in some stuff. In certain cases, man, all you need is a small amount of information.
That's
and
true.
it'll make a day of problems go away. But some people just lack it. Like I say, education is key to everything, man. Everything.
That's true. And a lot of that information is free on Google.
It is. You can Google a lot of it. Yeah. And that's the crazy thing.
And when you say education is key, we want people to understand that we're not saying that, you necessarily have to go to college or you got to go to a trade school. What we're saying is education is you learning something different. So
that's what it is.
You learn about something, you have been educated about that. So that's what we're saying. Like, we're not telling you that, because college isn't for everybody. A trade school isn't for everybody. Everybody got to find their own niche in this world. So what we're saying is just make that known, because people get to, he said education is key. Like, everybody got to go to college. You want to make an argument about that? That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, when you learn about a certain subject or certain matter or whatnot, I'm not saying you're an expertise about it, but you have become educated in that matter or that situation, and that's what we're saying.
That makes a lot of sense. That you hit the nail on the head with that one. Education is not what you can just go pay for and get in books. Education sometimes can be right there in your front door.
Exactly.
It can be in that old encyclopedia set that grandmama had in her house. You know,
It
if
could
you
be
want to
some
learn
game.
something,
It could be some game. Elderly person shared upon you when you was younger that you thought about later on in life, and it
and
saved you
apply
from
it to your life.
it saved you from going down a certain path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dang, you know what? I was educated on that situation back in the day. So guess what?
Yep.
The education allowed me to avoid that obstacle in life. You know what I'm saying? That's what we mean by being educated, or education is key.
Man, that is awesome.
Exactly.
That is awesome,
Exactly.
and you are correct on that one. Like I said, education ain't something that you just got to pay for. You can learn a whole lot just by picking up a book, a magazine.
By
A
listening.
magazine can get you started. You
By
know,
listening.
a lot of stuff that I had to do, I just read up on it, and like, I don't want to fail
Right.
at opening my business as far as like when it comes to the how do I want to put it? The underwriting. I don't want to fail when I don't want something as small as me not paying my taxes be the end of my business.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? I don't want that. So I'm trying to do everything. Yeah. And see, people learning differences now. I know I got a lot of friends now. Is learning the difference between being incorporated and being an LLC.
Yeah.
What I'm saying. So people are being educated now on it, but it hopefully, man, this root and this seed that we planted, man, I hope the roots get strong, man, and the trees grow a million miles in the sky, man.
Exactly. And then also another educational tip for the people who are pursuing to be business owners out there: jump on irs.gov and to apply for the EIP or the federal tax ID, whichever you want to call it. It's free. It's just an online application you have to fill out with them. As soon as you get that, have your business name ready first. But just jump on there, fill that application out, and then you can take those steps from there to continue setting up your business by going to go get that business bank account, because you never know. You may end up needing a loan for your business. You're going to need stuff like that just to apply for it. So, and with this this whole stimulus and everything, they're also taking care of businesses too. If you were one of those business owners before the pandemic hit, and then as soon as it hit, and a lot of the owners end up being shut down, and they couldn't pay their employees, you got to think about it. They couldn't apply for that federal like grant to get money for their business because they didn't have like a tax ID or anything like that. So go about it the right way, and you can actually run your business smoothly without having to hit those bumps to where you can't get yourself out of the situation. But to go into some questions, I got a question for y'all. So right now, for a business owner, what do y'all see as some of the best advice that you can give a business owner right now? If I was just trying to start a business right off the ground, what would be some of the tips that you guys would give me on that?
Me personally, I would say educate yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, it's a lot of free tools out there. Some people just don't want to read.
Yeah.
Some people would rather take somebody else's word for it. Some of the stuff that you can hire a lawyer to do,
yeah,
you can actually do it yourself.
That's true.
Some lawyers just, they'll take all the footwork out of some stuff for you, but most of the time you can handle that stuff yourself. You don't have to have all these big time paid lawyers and all that stuff.
No.
Open your business, and I would say the first thing I would do is I would try to find somebody. It depends on what business you want to go in. Like, let's just say if you want to be a barber or mechanic or something, I would try to find somebody that's owned a shop or either a barber shop. You know what I'm saying? And see what the trials and tribulations was with them.
Exactly.
And I would go from there.
So
that's the first thing I would do.
Just learn from somebody else's experience and mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So me, I'm I have never owned a business, and nor do I plan on opening a business. I don't want to build. So, I mean, I really can't give you much information or advice when it comes to opening a business. But I would say, in my opinion, it won't, once a person gets their business afloat or whatnot, just remember that, the customer is king. You know what I'm saying? And you're here to please the customer, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a customer, then your product does not sell, and you're using your money. You're putting your money into a product that's not selling, so you're not getting no return. So a lot of people get to a point where you start getting your clientele up, and you start to forget about the people that's been there with you when you probably had 3 or 4 customers. You know what I'm saying? Let's say let's use hairstylists or barbers for example. You start off and you don't really have that much business, but you got those customers that are there consistently. I'm call those loyal customers that they come to you consistently because yes, you do produce quality work, but nobody knows you yet. So you got those quality customers who most likely are spreading the word about you, and they're helping you get clientele. And but you don't know it. You get free promotion, but you might be thinking, oh, people hating on you. They don't want to share your stuff on social media, or you because you don't see it. But you probably get free promotion because when a person walks out of your salon or your barbershop, that's free promotion automatically. Other people gonna see it.
Yeah.
That's free promotion. So as soon as you do your work, once they walk out the door, that's fucking free promotion. You know what I'm saying? But just remember that the customer is king. Like now, I'm not saying sit here and let no customer disrespect you, but that what I'm saying, showing up late or you giving the customer, hey, your appointment is at 12, and yeah, you might give them a grace period of 15 minutes, but you know what I'm saying, you having the customer wait till 12:30 or 12:45 before they start. But hell, if they was 30 to 45 minutes late, you would have kept it pushing and just you still would have got your cut, because you know what I'm saying, nowadays people are scheduling through these apps where if you don't show up, the app's still gonna pull 50% of what you had to pay for that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So you still gonna get your money for not doing nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you put the customer in a bad position because you could be 45 minutes late to do my head, but I can't be 45 minutes late to get my head done. You know what I'm saying? So always remember that the customer is king, and just try to handle things in a timely manner. You know what I'm saying? Be clean and be cordial with people. And just like you want people to be real with you, if something comes up, don't lie. Don't lie to us about what's going on. We're all human beings. You know what I'm saying? Even though we talking about a professional environment, at the end of the day, we're all human beings and stuff happens. People pass away, people get sick, folks have wrecks, people have accidents, whatever, people forget shit. This shit happens. Just be cordial and upfront with people. Let people know why, what I'm saying, your business may seem a little off right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell me you're gonna do something and it's your business and you don't do it, now to me that business is off. It's off. Now explain to me, tell me why it's off so I can get past that and be like, okay, I understand that. I'm gonna let that go. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then this time I walk out and somebody asks me about you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell, hey, she do good work, or bro cut me up good, but he ain't on time. He ain't on time. It's kind of like when I was in high school. I'm gonna be honest with you, kind of like how my coach did me when I was in high school. Had the head coach for Clemson came down, looked at one of the linemen. You know what I'm saying? And saw me, and one of the coaches was like, "Hey, such and such, that's such and such son." He recruited my dad back before my dad went to Georgia, but instead of going to Clemson, dad went to Georgia. My head coach told the Clemson head coach, "Oh, he's an athlete, but he's not coachable." You know what I'm saying? Because I had a bad attitude. I didn't like to listen. I had an issue with authority. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of relate. Like,
it does.
Boom, person does good. They do good, but
that was
here's
your
the
brain.
issue. Here's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're gonna do their job. They're gonna do what you want them to do, but there's probably gonna be issues before that gets done. You know what I'm saying? So when I had to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that the customer is king, and just remain humble. You know what I'm saying? Because as quick as you get something, it can be taken away. You know what I'm saying? We get to a point where, and this is no specific race, but people in general, we get to the point where we're humble because we don't have anything, and then we get something and or get us a little money behind us, and we just think we're better than everybody else. When those people that we got, the reason that we got the money, it came from them people that surround us because they the ones buying our products.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like I feel like as a business owner, once you get good and you've gained everything you spent to put in your business. Once you gain it back, I feel like I'd be obligated to give back to the people that helped you get where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying give all your earnings, but now to give out a few turkeys on Thanksgiving, do that hurt? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe go to a barber and say, here go $100, $200 for the next 5 or 10 kids come in, this for their haircut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you you know what I'm saying, once you get it, like once you get to a place in life where you're comfortable and stuff, then you gotta learn, as a business owner or somebody who's doing well in life, then I feel like you gotta, find your balance, and you gotta be able to give back not as much as you receive, you know what I'm saying, but you gotta learn how to give back and stuff, and just remain humble. So
Yeah.
That's true. And if I was asked that same question that I asked before, the tip that I would give to a person is know the market. Because if you're selling, if you're selling certain clothes in a community where they don't wear those clothes, then who's going to be your customers? So you got to know the market. I mean, that's like, you think Dr. Dre would make money off his famous headphones in a town full of deaf people? No, it's not gonna work. So you got to know your market and know like whatever you're selling, it has to be that demand for it. That's why they call it supply and demand. You gotta have that demand for it. So and go ahead, Darius. I seen that you was about to say something.
One thing I was about to say about how you just said that with the example that you used with Dr. Dre. So on a lot of the small print or whatnot, when like people do infomercials or whatnot, they always still have a number for deaf people. You know what I'm saying? It's always a number for deaf people, and I always wonder, like, if the person is deaf, then how in the hell are they gonna hear it, even if they call a number? So obviously, there's a method where deaf people can utilize a phone. You know what I'm saying? There's obviously a method. So when you say know your market, just like you said, know your market. If you in an environment where let's say Dr. Dre got his beats, but you're in an environment where there are majority of folks are deaf, then boom, I would flip that market is. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make headphones that kind of are similar to that. No, whatever goes on that phone, on that number, that whatever they do on that number that the deaf people call, I'm gonna put that
You're gonna adapt to the situation.
Exactly.
My headphones, you know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna create a market. You feel me?
Exactly. So that's how I look at it. Like you got to be able to adapt. That's a perfect example of what you said there. That's perfect. You got to be able to adapt seriously. Okay? If your business isn't working, that doesn't mean you just let it fail. No, you better adapt and make that money, especially if you have a loan for that business. You have to. That's something you definitely don't want to do. If you go bankrupt, you're not going to be able to start another business where you can go to a bank and just say, hey, can I get another loan? I know the first business didn't work out, but this time it will. I got something to sell this time. No, it's not going to work. So people, you got to make smart decisions. Any one of y'all got a question that you want to bring up?
Yeah, I want a question. I got a question. I said I want a question. But this is for a lot of people that's looking into getting into business. This is more like a suggestion too. How are you going to get your business financed?
Yes.
That's one of the main things. Because I know a lot of people, I ain't gonna say you're not responsible enough, but a lot of people budget is not admirable for to open a business. You're not saving a whole bunch of money being able to start a business. So I want to know how a lot of people, if you was trying to go into business right now, Oz and Darius, what would you do to finance your business?
Well, you want to go ahead, Darius, or you want me to go ahead?
Well, so me, what I was gonna say, I'll go first. So for me, what I would do is let's kill the part where people will say, oh, we could do, illegal money. Let's get away from that. Let's exclude that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you don't have the illegal money to start your business up and running. All you got is you. You know what I'm saying? What you've done. So for one, what I need to do is I need to be working on, credit. You know what I'm saying? I need to be working on my credit. You know what I'm saying? Get my credit together or whatnot, because, banks, when they see your credit and they see your credit history, and I'm gonna give you an example of something, you know what I'm saying? But when banks see that credit score and that credit history, that's gonna determine what a bank gonna say. It's just being realistic with you. And people gonna say, oh, it got something, they'll feel like it got something to do with race or your gender or this or that, man, your credit score. You know what I'm saying? You in control of that. But so I'll give you an example, and I just thought about it. I was helping this guy get a credit card, right? His credit score was 750. 750. We're trying to get him a credit score, and my credit score is less than that. Now, I'll just be honest with you. It ain't bad, but it ain't 750. His credit score is 750. We try to give him a credit card, and a credit card for $1,000 with a 750 credit score. They denied his ass. And I'm gonna tell you why they denied him. They denied him because when they looked at his credit history, they saw that his credit history and his credit score didn't match up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they going out here and they got this jacked up credit, and then they go out here and what they do is they get on somebody else's credit or something like that. And that should have boosted your credit score up. But when these banks and shit look at your credit, they see that. Oh, you was at a 580, and then next thing you know, somebody else put your name on their stuff, and so you jump to a 700. You still like that, and they didn't give him a card based off of that. You know what I'm saying? Credit goes 750, but your history showed that you didn't get your credit to where it needed to be. Somebody else did it. So now the bank can't depend on you. Now they got to depend on that person who got your credit where it's at. It's just like regular life. You know what I'm saying? So for one, credit and finances, you know what I'm saying? Like businesses, they cost money to get up and running and to maintain, especially if you're not selling, and which most businesses probably don't in the beginning until your business get known and you're putting out, quality, consistent flow of quality products. You know what I'm saying? And so you're gonna be paying out your pocket or taking out loans from the bank to pay for this, you take them loans out, interest come with them loans. You got to pay that stuff back. So that's why you want to have decent credit, so those interest rates are lower. Go, Nipsey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. But also, you don't want to have a whole bunch of things pulling money out your account at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you want to have shit paid off. Like you don't want to be paying 2 car notes, insurance on both of those cars, rent or mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Having to buy groceries. Let's say, you got child support. You know what I'm saying? You got cell phone bills. You might got credit cards, bills you paying on. You know what I'm saying? You got cable, Wi-Fi, water, power. You got all this stuff that you paying on. And now you saying, boom, let me go take money. Let me go take more money out of my account on a monthly basis. You know what I'm saying? To pay for this business. Can I afford that? A lot of people, they don't think about that. Like you said earlier, budgeting. They don't think about that. Like, damn, can I really afford this? They just, all they see is boom. All right, at this moment right now, I got, let's say, 5 or 6 grand in my checking account. I don't normally have that in my account, but shoot, since I got it now, I'm gonna start me a business. But when that 5 or 6K in that checking account is gone, can you replace that shit right then? Once you get paid again, are you gonna replace that whole 5 or 6 that you just spent on starting that business, or are you only gonna be able to put $800 in that every 2 weeks? You know what I'm saying? Because boom, out of them $800, all your other bills got to get paid too.
True.
You know what I'm saying? We save up money and try to do stuff and try to do it just off of that money that we save, not realizing that money has to be reoccurring. Because if it's not reoccurring, then eventually I'm going to go into, it's going to be negative. I'm going into the negatives. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I owe other people. So yeah, that's my part.
And what I would
What's
say is for my side of it, I'm gonna have to go get a loan for a business. even though I wouldn't have to right now. But if I was a person starting off, I would have to go get a loan for a business. Well, tied into what Darius said, you better go in that bank with a business plan because you have to present it to them. And you have to explain how they're going to get their money back while you're making money at the same time. If they give you $100,000 loan for this business and your monthly payment just say is, I'm gonna just say $1,000 bucks a month. Well, if you're only pulling in $1,200 from the business every month, you could pay that monthly loan, but you're not going to be able to pay the actual utilities for that building. You're not going to be able to pay for your products to re-up everything. You have to go in there with a full-fledged business plan. And then when you get just say if you do get approved for that loan because of your credit, you got a good credit score and everything. Another thing that's going to tie in is you better have a steady income already. You can't go in there and ask for a business loan and say, I don't have a job currently, but I'm trying to get one by starting this business. No, come on. That's like anybody walking up to you and saying, hey, let me get $20. But you ain't got no job. How you gonna pay me back? So you gotta be able to have that income like that. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. Like right now, for anybody listening to this episode, if you plan on starting a business, please take everything we've been saying serious so far because you're gonna have to answer all these questions and have all these steps to be able to run a successful business. If not, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
And I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of people don't know how to get federal money either to grant money. Some people open up businesses that are funded by federal grant.
Yep.
And you need to start looking into that too. Like it's a lot of stuff that we ain't educated on, man. And people ain't telling us. People are not telling us this stuff.
Even with the things that we've discussed during this episode, you know what I'm saying? Even with all the information we put out, still do further research. You know what I'm saying? Do research for yourself. Don't just go off of what other people tell you. Like, don't just go off of what they're about to say.
And that's what a lot of people feel it, Darius.
Yes, a lot of people feel it. And so I'm going to tell you, and this is my everyday life. I live by this. I question everything. You know what I'm saying? You tell me something, you know what I'm saying? I can believe it, but I'm going to question it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see it through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do further research to verify what you're talking about. And I learned that in the military. You know what I'm saying? You trust people, but it's saying trust but verify. That's what they tell you all the time. Trust but verify. You know what I'm saying? So I brought that into my everyday civilian life. Like we tell you good information, but at the end of the day, go verify that. You look it up. You got a lot of websites. Everybody got a cell phone these days. And you got servers. You got the internet. So you know what I'm saying? Get some free Wi-Fi and whatnot. Protect your devices. You use a free Wi-Fi and whatnot. But just verify everything somebody tells you. You know what I'm saying? You never just go off a person's word. Because a lot of times people tell you things, what they want to do, they want to lead you to believe what they want, what they believe. Mm-hmm. We don't want to do that. We just give you our opinion on how we feel about certain situations. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to, you don't necessarily have to believe what I believe. That's what makes us so unique. That's what makes us different. That's what makes the world great. Because everybody's different. If everybody was the same, the world wouldn't be as unique. It wouldn't be as fun of a place, even though
you are right. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Both of y'all touched up on some good subjects on that one. Like I say, the only thing that I can add is people need to look more into grant money, especially if you ain't got the money to fund your own stuff and you ain't got the credit too. Right. That's another way that you can look at funding your business. But you touched one that's near deep into my heart, man, because I've been going over a business plan for my business myself, and it then took me, and I wrote it out myself. So it then took me over a year just to develop my plan.
Yeah.
I didn't put a lot of time into it, and I'm still going through red tape still right now. And it's not an easy task, but if I would have paid a lawyer to do it, of course it would have got done fast track. But at the same time, it's a lot of stuff lawyers don't tell you too.
True.
So I'm learning a lot of stuff on my own. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm educating myself basically into the business that I want to open.
Yeah, see, one thing about that is like you said about like lawyers. A lot of stuff lawyers don't tell you, but and that's a con. But the pro to it is there are a lot of loopholes in the system that lawyers know about that we don't know about because that's not our profession. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always say you always research. You know what I'm saying? You always, you know what I'm saying? You go above and beyond when it comes to something that's gonna affect you. You know what I'm saying? Especially you.
Yeah. It's like anything that you start new, y'all. You know, you gonna have a rough ride until you learn it. You know what I'm saying? And once you learn it, it's easy as pie. You know, hopefully everybody that's looking at this televised situation right here, hopefully everybody can get some input out of it and can put some in it. You know what I'm saying? Please like, subscribe, and comment on this thing.
Exactly.
You know, we all freshmen to this too, so
yes, sir.
So
we just giving our opinion.
Exactly. And I'm gonna just give my quick last remark on this because I know we're running out of time. But my last remark on it is we've already said everything about educating yourself. We told you about how to, get that money to fund your loan and to have a business plan ready. But seriously, my last thing that I want to say on it is if you do have a market that you're trying to start, don't shoot and aim for the moon for like the biggest market possible. If you do have to start on something kind of small just to get yourself going, it's nothing wrong with that either. Think about this here. Elon Musk, billionaire, doing really big things with SpaceX, Tesla, and all that. But think about it. He came up with PayPal. He came up with that, something like that it started off kind of small with, you can make payments through eBay and everything with PayPal. He started off with PayPal and look how much he grew from that because he made like millions and millions off of PayPal. So if you do have to start on something kind of small, it can grow into bigger stuff. But you can't start off, building a pyramid, but you can start off building that block first. That's gonna end up being other blocks that's going to form that pyramid. So make sure that you do stuff like that and do your research. That's the biggest thing that I can give. But I'll go ahead and let y'all go and give y'all last remarks.
Yeah. So the last thing I would say is just, do what you love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I jumped in the military and it was fun, but the military, we're gonna talk about that, because myself and I was both veterans. And so one day we'll talk about that, the pros and cons of it. But I joined and, my trade was maintenance, maintenance intelligence, maintenance IT. I dealt with the server, the maintenance server, and I kind of ran it. But when I got out, I thought I wanted to do IT because, the money was good. But when I was in school for, getting these certs, I realized like that's not what I wanted to do. I'm a social person. You know what I'm saying? So, I went to the school for that because I want to finish. I want to finish whatever I start. So I finished the school, got me some certifications, but which have probably expired by now because like that's not what I want to do. Like I haven't went back to retest for the certs or recertify. But then I started to realize that I wanted to be something dealing with, I want to do something that's dealing with people, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in college now. I never thought I'd go back to school, but when I'm in school and in these certain classes or whatnot that deal with the career field I want to go into eventually, like I'm into it. I'm in tune with it. Like I want to learn about it. I want to know about it. And we talk about neurons and like all these different parts of your brain, your frontal cortex, and what they do as far as motion, motor motion, motor control of your body or whatnot. We talking about how myelin sheath being taken off of your neurons or being absent for your neurons can be a cause of MS and all these other issues. We learned all this stuff, and I never thought I would be interested in it, or I never thought I'd be interested in that type of stuff until I actually did it. And now I love it. And so the fact that I love it, I believe that is why I'm so interested in it. So do what you love to do, man. And if you lose interest in what you're doing, then you know what I'm saying. Like sometimes you gotta try something different, man. Like
Yep.
we tend to go out here and do stuff because it pays more, but the shit be stressful. And then now we going home and we taking that negative energy home with us. And that's messing up our personal life. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why I say do what you love, because if you love to do it, then you're gonna have your bad times or your bad days. But that shit won't last long because you always gonna realize, like, man, like this is my I have a passion for this. You know what I'm saying? And that passion will outweigh, you know what I'm saying, that those sucky days here and there. You know what I'm saying? That passion every day gonna outweigh those sucky days here and there. So just make sure you love what you do. Don't do something just because everybody else is doing it and it seems cool. Do what you love to do.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Get
that.
that loan for that business and you fall out of love with that business. It ain't going back with a receipt. You stuck with that loan.
I want my money back.
Yeah, it ain't working.
I need
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
They're gonna say, give me that money back plus the interest.
Yeah.
Got that right. 15 years of interest.
You want to give me the 20 grand back? Well, shit, I need that 20% interest on it too, damn.
Yeah.
Got that right. Got that right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm gonna just leave this one with a positive note, man. I want all my fellas out there on the block, man, rethink your decisions, man. If you can get off of that block, man, and start your business, man, it's a whole bunch of more ways to make money, man, than being on that block, man. Being out there trying to hustle and running from them folks, man.
Yeah.
You know, if I can be a help to anybody, man, you know, my ears always open. You can look me up on Facebook, Fox Jacobs on Facebook, and you know, that's FOOX. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at FOOX.
Bro, we got you.
Jacobs on Facebook, man. If you need me, man, I'm always open to give my opinion to you, man. If I can stop a brother from staying on that block, man, and open them up a business, if he want to get a job, man, you know, it's 100 ways to get a bag, bro. And
it's true.
You know, stand on that block, man. Get old, bro. You gonna get old.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
It should never be a long term. Like being on the block should never be long term. Like I can understand, you know what I'm saying, because we come from that lifestyle, you know what I'm saying. Like down there shouldn't mean that we sold dope or whatnot, but you know, I was out there, you know what I'm saying. I was around it, so I can understand why, you know, people are doing it, because sometimes, you know, a lot of people feel that that's the only way that they can feed their family, when there are other ways, but that's the quickest way. That's the way that we accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand a lot of people feel like they need to do it in order to get some money. But what you do is you do that until you done saved up enough to go legit. So a lot of folks, they want to do that stuff for the rest of their life. Man, you do that stuff a couple years. I mean, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you to do it, but if you go and do it, don't make a life of it. You know what I'm saying? You get your money and you go legit. Simple as that.
And if I can tell you not to do it before you do it, before you even get a chance to do it, I need y'all, your youngsters in high school, middle school.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it. It ain't even worth it.
It ain't worth it.
It ain't.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And I'm sure I got homeboys that probably got $1 million off of the street. But I bet you some money they got a lot of sleepless nights.
Right.
A lot of days probably locked up in jail where they couldn't get out of jail. Trust me. Them bands, you see a lot of these
over their shoulders and stuff.
You don't ain't nothing else.
Yeah. And then another thing for like the kids, you got to think about this too. If you end up doing that right after high school and you do it for 5 years and then you finally want to go legit, you're going to have to explain to your first job, like, why that's your first job coming out of high school. So just think about that stuff too. So, I mean, make smart decisions, like, but, you know, and that goes for, you know, everybody. But we're going to go ahead and end it here. I hope y'all like this episode. I feel it was a really good episode, a very educational episode where everybody can learn a little something from it, especially the business owners. And remember to subscribe, hit the like button. And if you want to contact me, you can hit me up at the Bowie Fam 256@gmail.com. Like I said, I don't like to be found, so I'm not on social media. I will be back sooner or later. But Darius, go ahead and tell them once again where they can find you at.
Well, I mean, the Boy Fam 256@gmail.com is for all of us actually. So, if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on there, or myself on Instagram, King Darius or King _ Darius, DARIXUS. That's my IG, and Darius Boyd, my Facebook, and Morgan's Dad 20144 is my Snapchat, but I don't really use those. So, I prefer you watching me here. You ain't got to follow my personal life. Just, you know what I'm saying? Understand my mind. I'm gonna give you my mind here. You know what I'm saying? So this way you watch me.
Please comment. Please like. Please subscribe.
Right. Let us know. Give us something to talk about. Like we don't want to just talk about the things that come to our mind. You know what I'm saying? If you guys hear something in one of our segments and you guys want to comment on it or whatnot, or you have something that you want to rebuttal, hey, that's fine. Guess what? We'll get on here and we'll give you our response to it. And hell, maybe one day you can get on here with us and we can have that conversation with you and hash out whatever differences that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all about socializing. You know what I'm saying? Talk more. You know what I'm saying? Open up, be more vocal. You don't have to be disrespectful or rude. We can talk like we're talking now, just like grown, mature individuals, and we can get what we feel out, and we can come to common grounds. Even if we don't agree, we agree to disagree. Man, we don't have to be behind each other's opinions. It's just not that serious. You know what I'm saying? So come in, let us know how you feel, and get back to us, and let's go from there.
Off the top.
That's right. Yeah, everybody take care and be safe.
All right.
All right, stay tuned for the next one.
Peace.